Y'all, hello. Rahubat, y'all. Welcome back to a marvelous day, a marvelous reading. It's your boy, Siren the Muse. A lot of y'all don't know that this channel started as Muse Siren. It originally had another name when I was more so pursuing a music career, which I still make music, and I will upload some of my songs at a later time when I get them mixed and such. If any of y'all know how to mix and master music for the low, email me at musesiren33@gmail.com, MUSESYREN. Oh my gosh, what do we have here? We have Temperance, daughter of the Reconcilers, and we have Virgo. We have the Merkaba star, and we have Virgo. It looks like this is a mermaid tail as well with two wings, or a wing. And the pot is very interesting, the kettle. This card comes across as the pot calling the kettle black. This could be something with you chosen where it's like you may have been dealing with something for a long time, and now it is time to end this discourse, this struggle, this battle, this war, this disagreement, whatever the case is. It's time to set aside differences. We have Temperance, which is, like temper your ire, someone might say, or stay your blade, or temper your fire. And what is so we're gonna need balance, harmony, patience, self-control, and moderation for Temperance. Also, this reads as some of you are stepping into new territory. Like I said in the last video, if you've been using your gifts for so long in warfare or just for defense in general, it's kind of cast like a film or like a glaze of it's kind of cast a film over your eyes in terms of how you use these abilities. So it's needed to take like almost like a total reset for some of you. We have the Blasted Tower, Lord of the Hosts of the Mighty. So this is a tower moment for some of y'all. Some of y'all are flying too close to the sun when you have just gained new wings. Some of y'all actually can fly, which is some of y'all can levitate. But for those of y'all that can fly, whether it be on the physical or in the astral, spiritual, mental, wherever you're at when you're flying, because not everyone has the same imagination. Not everyone can fly in dreams. Not everyone has dreams that they remember or dreams at all. So if you are having dreams of flying, or like it feels like you're falling like off your bed and you wake up and you're inside another dream and your wings are running, you're flying, you're soaring. This is basically saying like you don't need to keep building up, you need to expand outward instead of building up these towers that have and it's the same thing I've been saying for the last few readings. Some of y'all have been building off a foundation that is unstable, and I'm definitely guilty of that as well. It's hard in the Rust Belt, if that gives you a hint to where I'm at. In the Rust Belt, it's like the economy is poor, the times are just hard out here. Yeah, it's different. It's difficult in this region, is what I'm saying. So like, you don't need to keep building up and building these tall, amazing spectacles that everyone can see for miles. You need to do the more internal work, go inward, internal, and then your external still inside your being, your aura, and then push it out to the physical through your Earth Star, if you want to call it your feet or the eyes and your feet, either way. You're gonna want to really be in community right now, have those community ties. For some of y'all, yeah, they said give the message. For some of y'all are Aquarius or have Aquarius in your chart, and a lot of times there are people with Aquarius nodes or Aquarius signs in their chart, and they are in a place where they do not need to be in big groups in this life. It's not out of trauma all the time. Sometimes it's more so just like they are on a different mission. So if you want to say South Node, North Node, mine is Leo, Aquarius. So in the past life, I was more reserved and introverted, and I didn't really humanitarian, but still didn't have many friends, didn't do groups, was never in the spotlight. With me having that Leo North node, and this time I'm supposed to be moving into the sun, into the spotlight more often. So accepting being seen and like broadcasting the light instead of like just kind of, you know, like how y'all know how Aquarius are. That's one of my favorite signs besides Aquarius and Libra are definitely my two favorite signs. Anyway, guys, we have the moon, which comes out a lot. Ruler of flux and reflux. I'm gonna let y'all see that here. So with the moon card, we have unseen problems, which is, again, the blasted tower, the temperance. The reason why y'all got this tower card is because, and this is not for everyone, only take it if it applies, leave it if it doesn't. Y'all know how it go. The only reason some of y'all got this tower card is because of unseen problems, things that were slipping beneath your conscious into the subconscious, playing out, showing you signs, patterns, not even just the basic ones like angel numbers. And, you know, if there's angel numbers, there has to be a lower, so demon numbers. Not to be confused with Orisha numbers or any system that has like a solid, you know, mainframe to it. But some of y'all have been getting sign after sign and ignoring them, or just not understanding what they meant, because whatever lessons from the last cycle that you got through, there were some things that were not actualized or realized. So when things come back full circle, sometimes there is that tower collapse, because you may have designed something really beautiful like this. You may have like designed this. Sorry, that's a term. My boy Zorro. Y'all know what the fuck going on. But y'all may have designed something that's like really intricate, this like tall structure tower. Like maybe you took this and you made this coaster and it's a big deal, and this has become like the central focus of it. And because you have the central focus, you're looking out from this tower to everything else instead of being down on the ground in the earth where you need to be, connected to the different energies and nodes and people and resources and stuff. You walled yourself up in this tower because it's been attack after attack after attack. So a lot of y'all have been like on some Rapunzel shit, and some of you are waiting for someone to come save you. But as we know, no one is going to save you except yourself. It's no one else's job to save you except for you, if that's what you want. And some of you, again, will be meeting higher powers. So I'm going to start pulling from my Mystic Martian Oracle deck now. And this, I want to give a big shout out to my girl, Aurora Silks. This was actually a gift she gave me. So let me shuffle these right quick, y'all. I'm gonna show y'all some of these cards. Like, these cards are beautiful. We got the Syrians. And I'll do more rune readings too sometimes. And like I said, I'm gonna be making a few different series for the runes for some of y'all that need help healing. Some of y'all have forgotten how to heal, I'll say, or just you've been stuck in warfare for so long that you might be scared to heal because you feel like that's just gonna be another reason for you to be sent back out into war. Some of y'all are in that loop, and that is simply, I want to say just an illusion, but sometimes it's a cycle that's repeating, basically. Shit, we got vegans, solitude, independent peace. This is what some of y'all need or are in or are heading into in this time. Someone's name is V. Someone's name starts with a Ser, with the S. Someone is Cheryl. Someone goes by Strawberry, or someone likes strawberries. You know that someone likes chocolate covered strawberries. No, but with this vegans card, as you can see, this is a very, some of y'all need, this could also be taken as a Starseed Vega or Vegan, since this is the Starseed deck. But okay, so some of y'all know like Vegans, the Orions, Lyrans, all that. Same y'all, someone just disturbed me with a random call about something that I have blocked several times. They keep harassing me, calling me. His name is David Johnson. That's probably his pseudonym. These NPC callers, and then I keep getting the calls where it's an unknown number, same area code. You know, I'm in the Midwest. Someone will call with the area code I recognize, and then I pick up. I can hear them breathing in the background. So sometimes like I'll just troll them. Honestly, I'll say like I can hear you. It was a nigga breathing heavy as fuck in the background once, and I said I can hear you, and then like he hung up at like he said and like he like exasperated and hung up, and I was like, "Get your weird ass!" Like, but I have someone's old number. My new number is someone's old number, and a lot of their contacts are like tied to my phone. So I've been being harassed for the past 2 years, 3 years, with like taxes, something stinks outside, tax, house, their children being in school, being bad in the principal's office. They call me for all that shit, and I keep telling these people, yo, I am not such and such. Please take me off the caller list. Please stop calling me. I'm about to start signing people up for like spam mail if they keep calling me. We have air element, philosophy, discrimination, empathy. Some people say air is psychic, which not really psychic, is more, I would say, water than air, since psychic abilities kind of go off the current of emotions. It kind of goes off the current of the ebb and flow, not just like pure logic or reason or like philosophy. Philosophy more so would be like in the term judgment or temperance, how you balance yourself, and then like the clarity you use to get to. It's like a tool. Philosophy is just a tool. All great philosophers. Oh, and then look, we have alchemy, the philosopher's stone. This is a beautiful card, y'all. So infinity, destiny, magic. Well, some of y'all don't know that infinity is just one cycle. It's not eternity. Some of y'all have said things like, I want to be with you forever, this and that. I've said that to exes in the past. We are not together. That shit did not last. It lasted forever. It has not lasted in eternity, and it needs to stay there. It needs to stay, yeah. But not the tea coming out. There's a lot of debate about what the Philosopher's Stone is, but if you have gone through the 4 stages of alchemy, Negrito, Citrine, Albedo, and Rubedo, then you have completed your Philosopher's Stone. Now, I was going to talk about this in the previous reading, but something about the Philosopher's Stone that people don't get is unless you have access to a very, I would say, high voltage or high propensity laboratory where you can perform the act of physical alchemy, diluting substances, changing, transmuting things from one thing to another. You are doing this spiritually or on the astral. And what people don't know sometimes is that the astral and the spiritual were here before the physical, and anything you do in the spiritual or astral trickles down into the physical. You could say through your earth star, through your feet, however you manifest or attract things into your reality, your universe, your version, these things leave behind like a trace, a trail. You could even say like a dust or like a chemical. So if you are in the astral making love potions or healing potions or herbal remedies, and then you're like absorbing it through your physical vessel, which you can do, there's still going to be like a residue left. So it's like you still have to be careful of how much you're taking. You can't just be like, ooh. You can't just be like, I'm gonna mix this, I'm gonna mix that. Like, there is a cause and effect to all these things. Some of you are naturally in the astral at all times, operating in that other body. What is it? Oh my God. You have the 7 aspects of the body, and then you have the 2 above it, the gates, and then the one beyond the gate. It's like an avatar, and then that itself has gatekeepers and what is it called? It does deal with Aset when you weigh the feather and when you go in the after. Y'all know what for those of you who know, drop a comment down below or just keep it to yourself. It doesn't matter. with the Philosopher's Stone, this would be something like an internal almanac. So for some of you that have these spiritual gifts that know how to do what you call spiritual alchemy, which is a different thing entirely because it's not empathy. And some of you are not Heyokas. If you're saying Heyoka empath, that is not real. Some of you are not indigenous. Some of you are, anyway, they said to say that. With this Philosopher's Stone, it's like every time I try to like speak on it, it's like I get rerouted around it, which means it may not be time for that message. But y'all who know what the Philosopher's Stone is or how to craft your own, which you don't really craft it, it's already there. You just take, you could say weakness or an inferior component, and you pass it through the ways. You pass it through your fire, your water, your wind, your earth. Some of you know alchemy but don't use the proper alchemical order of these elements. It is literally fire, water, air, earth. It's in that order. It's not air, fire, water, earth. It's fire, water, air, earth. In that order. That is the only way alchemy works, and that is why some of y'all know the steps, and you've been doing it subconsciously since you were young. You might have read a book. You might have read the Four Agreements or the Philosopher. You may have read the 48 Laws of Power, or you may know the 42 Laws of Ma'at. But some of you, you're doing things out of order, and that is why some of y'all have this. Some of y'all, not everyone, some of y'all have this tarot card. And this, of course, is about the karmics too. We are in the sun cycle. I'm going to keep saying it. Free Dr. Malachi Zodak York Ill. He'll be home soon. And shout out to Phase 1 and all the members. 144 Ta, Azila Seer, Cruella, DeVille 13. You know, like all of y'all who are like carrying the torch and lighting the way, even though the sun is out and everyone should be able to see clearly, there are still people in this time who are under illusion. I'm gonna pull from my cards, not from this deck, they said. Yeah. Okay, I got you. So we have Aurora Boreas, Infinity, Eternal, Past Life. Something about the Aurora Boreas I was learning recently when it comes to Ptah. So also interesting, something I learned recently from a great scholar, a friend of mine just here, is and this should be common sense, but common sense is always common. If you're saying it may be the Egyptian pantheon you're talking about, but if you're using the Caucasian names like the Greek names like Osiris, that's still a Greek name of an Egyptian deity. So that would get into when you have like the lesser pantheons like the Greek pantheon, and you're saying like, oh, like Zeus, right? Or Thor. Thor is real, but if you mean like, if you're comparing like Zeus to Thor, names and words matter. So if you're using like names and words that are tied to a certain culture, you're only going to get the power or that face of that same deity to how much is in that specific name or word. So even with English, that's why like a lot of old like classical grimoires and other like occult textbooks are not written in English. It is a spell in itself. English is a spell in itself, and it's really difficult to like translate sometimes into English because we do not have the words to describe them. And English is really considered pig English or pigeon English, which some of y'all know about so instead of saying Osiris, you should say Ptah if you want to invoke or evoke a stronger, a higher caliber of power from the same face, the same deity. Again, with this Aurora Boreas though, was it Geb? Give me a second, y'all. Give me a first. Give me a first. Give me a moment. It was someone, maybe it was Thoth. It was someone who was the Aurora Boreas. It was the Aurora Boreas biting its tail, and then from it, it birthed. It's basically literally here. You see it like he birthed himself through the Aurora Boreas biting his tail through like an egg, and no, basically he like shed his snake form and became this humanoid, a god, a deity, and wrapped himself in the egg to protect himself from being strangled. As you can see, this elliptical egg spherical shape here, and then he's in the womb here. So from the womb, born the unnamed place, the unnameable, or Ginnungagap for y'all who are Norse, the eternal Thor's grandmother, basically Ginnungagap. And Google has removed some of this information, which is strange, but things do get scrubbed. Ginnungagap, you see the primordial womb here. This could also be Adam, the Adama Project, or Adam for some of y'all who subscribe to that. Infinity, eternal past life. Some of y'all need to tap into your past life. Some of y'all are tied to the Egyptian pantheon. Some of y'all are Assyrian. Some of y'all are Akkadian. Some of y'all are Sumerian. And some of y'all are Venus, but also one of Venus' satellites, planets. It's not a moon, but there is a, yeah. So, I'm gonna pull another card, y'all. I like hanging out with y'all. Some of y'all poking here before I post the readings, which is really trippy. And that's something I've talked about in a group before about how, and with my homies, about how like what people call evil eye or monitoring spirits, or like, yes, some people do employ flying monkeys from the fucking circus, from the clown show, to spy on you. And you would think, no one, some people might say, oh, like gang stalking isn't real, or why would Collective get gang stalked, or like why would anyone follow someone or make someone's life hell? People in this world are petty. Some people just, they don't like how you smile, and because they don't like how you smile, it may remind them of someone they know who passed away. And it might not even be that deep, but sometimes it is. And people, some people just like make it their mission to make other people feel the misery they feel. And like, it's really funny. It's pathetic. Some people do that. But what was I saying? What was I saying? What was I saying, y'all? Okay, we have 4 wands, Lord of perfected work. Y'all see this card here? Perfected work, 4 wands. So this is fire, this is creativity. So this would be like reunions, homecoming, family reunions, stuff like that. You have 4 wands here, 2 of which are geese head and 2 of which are ram heads, which is really interesting. Geese sometimes are seen as, or swans, when people see swans together, say you're at a park on a bench with someone, or you're sitting in a car and you see swans with someone, sometimes that can be seen as a sign that this person is your twin flame, and this is a fire and creativity card. But what people don't realize is that before you get to have access to your twin flame on the physical, like in being a person that is not, even if it's a mirror, a person that is not yourself, like someone else, they may not have any of the same answers. They may not even be like in your lineage, in your bloodline at all, right? No, we don't support incest. This may not be like another physical person. So a lot of times your twin flame is you until you actualize that and you love yourself enough. You have raised your self-love to a point where that energy is then able to mirror in another being on the physical. So yes, some people will say you only have one twin flame and that follows you for every lifetime, every life form. That's not true. Some people will say, now, why people may only be allowed to have one twin flame at a time, because that is all you can handle. A lot of times twin flames are karmic, not in the sense of like bad karma, just it's a balance. So if you meet them in a time where you're unstable, and a lot of times that's when you'll meet them, is they will bring a lot of instability. Sometimes they're trying to keep you from your soulmate that comes after your twin flame, and they will be doing the work on you or them. Sometimes these people are disagreeable. Your twin flame could literally be the most attractive person you've ever met, but they make your life hell. And they may be on a mission just to do that. It's a very intense connection. And a lot of times the flame burns so bright. If you do not know your alchemy, if you don't know how to navigate crisis and shit like that, this is like the connection that really tests that and brings all that shit to surface, where a lot of people will think, oh, like, this is love. Yes, it is. but it can be very brute or just very like I said, intense to the point where like it's not comfortable. A lot of people aren't ready for that type of connection. And yes, it is very passionate, it is very loving, the sex is bomb. It is like a very home felt, like close to home connection, but it's not something that always needs to be explored. Something I've been told before is that if you go to get a tarot reading or any reading, it could be neomancy, bones, whatever, osteomancy, whatever medium, scrying, whatever medium you're using for reading. If the first question you ask is about love, I've heard that that is immaturity, and that's something that needs to again not be focused on. When yes, love is nice. It's nice to be in relationships. It's nice to have sex. It's nice to date. It's nice to be wanted and loved. But there's so many other things that we can put our focus into that are actually long lasting and have longevity that will build us up. A lot of times, these romances, we know they're short term. We know that these people have demons. We know that these people have not cleansed themselves properly since they've met you, because you are the first person usually that this person knows who does the type of things you do, the type of path you're on. Usually you are the first point of contact for people. Usually you are chosen collective. You are usually the first person that people meet in their lives. And it's like it's like a breath of fresh air. It's like, they can finally breathe. They can let their guard down. They know they're safe. And people question that because they've been around people who use that as a trap to harm them or take from them. Oh, we have King of Wands. We have King of Wands, y'all. Hold on. King of Wands, Prince of the Chariot of Fire. A bold leader, power, charm, courage. So, where did it go? We have Four of Wands and the King of Wands. I see the King as like 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I know this isn't like correct, but if the King had a number, I would give him like 14, 1 plus 4, 5. 5 discipline, hard work, or 5, 5, 5. Continued success, like Taurus energy, sometimes Martian energy, but not from a war perspective, more from like the governing authority position, kind of like Saturn with the government or the Galactic Council. That's in these cards somewhere. It'll probably come out. I'm not yapping. Let me get to the point. King of Wands, you're on your chariot, and then you have your angel protecting you above, and he's also carrying a staff. So this is someone who is it is Aries energy, but this is someone who, collective, you are someone who, you have your vehicle, whether it be physical or mental, like a mental construct you use to ignite your passion for the day. Some of you have a very vivid imagination, and with this staff here, as you can see, I'm carrying that staff, or the wand. The staff is just a bigger wand. Some of you are carrying so much motion and force that people do see you as a force to be reckoned with in this world. Some of you are the immovable object, and the others of you are the unrelenting force. Some of you are meeting your match in that terms, but it's really yourself. Like, you may be meeting someone who mirrors these traits of, like, if you're the unstoppable force, you're meeting the immovable object, but you're realizing that while this person you see is great, you realize there's something off, and that's because this person is really just a mirror of you. Not that this is an NPC, this is a real person. This is a real person. Some of y'all know who this is. Some of y'all are like talking, entertaining someone, dating someone. And I'm not doing a love reading right now. I'll get to that in the next reading, I guess. But like, some of y'all are realizing that like the traits you see in other people are really just like mirrored in you. Like, when you're around people, you bring out this in other people, and what you're seeing is like the highest ideal or highest order of that energy playing out in them because of your presence. So not that this person isn't competent without you. This is a grown-ass woman or man for some of you. They can handle business. They're reliable. It seems like they are loyal and they love you. It's just more so you need to realize your own strengths and realize how much charm and courage and how much leadership capability you really have. You have power. And that's something that a lot of you have not woken up to yet. It is a father wound for a lot of y'all that do not know how to correctly embody authority or use your authority without being abusive, because every time someone has used authority on you, it has been abusive. So some of y'all choose not to be the authoritarian when you're needed in that leadership position, because you don't want to be like your father, or you don't want to be like grandpa, you don't want to be like your brothers or your uncles, you don't want to be like, maybe for some of you, mom that had to be mom and dad, so she was more so masculine, and maybe this mom has abused her authority on you. If you need counseling or spiritual guidance, guiding in general life advice, if you just want to have a general scan or reading, email me at musesiren33@gmail.com. And my Instagram is musesiren, MUSESYREN. Thank y'all. But yeah, y'all have this powerful vehicle. Y'all have these angels stepping behind you. Y'all have the seraphim on your side. Some of y'all are seraphim, and congratulations if you just got to 6 wings. That is a big step. You should take it easy. I'm hearing first take it easy and then celebrate, congratulate. First take it easy, then congratulate yourself, and 3, get back to work. Yeah, just like that. They said not yet. Pull my cards. Okay. We have an interesting spread here, guys. What time is it? It is 4:24. Do y'all remember that brand 424? It was like, I think they started out in New York, maybe. They were like a streetwear brand. It was up there with like Supreme. I think they had a few collabs with Supreme. And some of y'all are fashion heads. And what I mean is, like, some of y'all are deep into fashion. Like, I would really love to see some of y'all's wardrobes and closets, because woo, some of y'all got that shit on. Some of y'all step out daily with that shit on. And again, with this, where'd it go? The King of Wands, that is the ruler. But I'll make 2 points about this. So with the King of Wands, right? There is a saying about Ma'at and matriarch instead of patriarch in the United States. There's a saying about matriarch, which is the original, even elephants have a matriarchal society. Different types of lizards, surprisingly, have a matriarchal structure. I think frogs, amphibians, loosely are more matriarchal. A lot of different types of birds have matriarchal structures. Even sometimes cats, but besides lions, they're more, you know what I mean. Anyway, kingship authority is handed down through the queen, through the empress, right? So the king is just a substrate, a face of the power of the mother. And if that does not make sense, what I mean by substrate or magistrate, the king is a representative of the queen or empress's power. Sometimes there's a kingdom or queendom, and sometimes there's an empire, which would be, empress, emperor. Whichever one, the authority is handed down through the lineage by the mother. But a lot of families are broken, and that means that there is no elected leader. Regardless of age, there is no leader. So the family structure, what we have in the West now, in America, is this like Lone Ranger, cowboy, every man for themselves, the Independence Act, people being independent, which is not a problem, but we are, as humans, communal beings. We thrive in tribes and clans. We thrive when we have not just family, but roles and actions and purposes and intention behind the roles we play, not just, hey son, hey daughter, how was school? Like, a lot of people, they're not failing their children, and they're not even failing as parents because they don't have a structure necessarily. They're more so failing because you can do free range. A lot of y'all are really great parents. That's something those who do have children, who are raising children currently, or are new parents, like in the past year or so, have just started having children. Y'all are phenomenal parents. Your child never feels unsafe. Your child actually tells you things that other parents wish. A lot of parents wish they had the connection that you have with your child, because a lot of y'all, like, your child actually feels safe and loved. A lot of children don't feel safe with their parents. A lot of children don't feel love from their family because of neglect. And Chosen, my collective, like, you are that little girl or that little boy's entire world. So it should never come into question about your parenting skills, or that's people projecting onto you. But kingship comes through the mother. Authority is handed down through the matriarch. And then the other side of it, where was it at? Of the chariot. Where did I put it at? Of the King of Wands. Y'all, it's beautiful outside. I hear the birds chirping. I hear planes going by. It's bright outside. It feels nice. I'm gonna get to the point, y'all. Let me get to it. Um, the point I was making about the authority and kingship, you have two sides of it. So, King of Wands, yes, you are a king. So you have the motherly, the matriarchal side, and then you have like the clan's power side. So, with you being this King of Wands in this energy, it doesn't matter if you're male or female. You are in your divine masculine. Your divine masculine is online and activated. You are taking action, but you're also balancing it with perplexity, thought, rest, recovery, self-care, self-love. You are recharged or recharging currently. Basically, what this card is saying is like you have like the storeroom of weapons, but not just the weapons that some of y'all need to start putting away back in the storeroom so you can rest and sit on the terrace and enjoy the sun. Some of y'all have like amazing gifts. Some of y'all do osteomancy or necromancy. Some of y'all have raven and crow familiars. Some of y'all, someone works with snails, and I saw something really interesting. I can't talk about it, but some of y'all like work with like different animals that wouldn't typically be associated with the craft or with occultism. Like someone has a live octopus in their living room in a tank, right? Some of y'all have like amazing connections with animals. Some of y'all are on the druid path, and some of y'all it's like you have this like Pegasus or unicorn type of energy, or you may have dreams where you walk with unicorns and you have a Pegasus. Um, I spoke of dreams earlier, and no, but some of y'all are having dreams that are surreal. And for some of you, like collective, if you were like born in June, March, July, um, if you went through a bout of grief in February and your birthday may be on the 28th, some of you collective, or your favorite number is 28, um, some of y'all have had 82 girlfriends. Some of y'all have had 82 girlfriends and you're not a hoe. You didn't sleep with most of these people, or they were trying to sleep with you and you dated them because you felt bad for them. Some of y'all are only dating people because you felt bad for someone. We have Seven of Pentacles, Lord of Success, unfulfilled. Again, in the last reading, we got the full card. Some of y'all are like needing to go deeper into your craft. If you want to talk about the marks on your hands, they deepen with experience. Basically, when you control your worm, you get you could say like EXP. Like in a video game, when you slay the boss, you get a larger amount of EXP versus when you fight the grunts, or you do harder missions, you get more rewards. You might get more coin. You might not get paid necessarily in the physical all the time, but you may gain like very insightful wisdom that carries you forward to the next chapter. Things that give you provision or sustenance, whether it be like your metaphorical spiritual milk and honey, or whether it be like getting an ally or someone. You know, these are things that you need to work on. Being in your bag of like being in your bag of building, like I said earlier with the tower card, not building these elaborate structures that everyone can see for miles, because that also makes you a target when you stand out too much, which some of y'all need to learn to cloak more, not to be scared. You're not a pussy. You're not afraid. Just some of y'all need to learn like there is a time and place for everything. You don't always need to have your colors like, everyone come look. Like this is not the peanut this is not the peanut gallery. This also looks like 7 targets, which would mean there are 7 different areas that need work, and it's all one source. It's all one thing. But say like you're trying to start a clothing brand, or you're getting into boxing, or you want to be a race driver. Some of y'all, let me not get y'all in trouble, but Some of y'all enjoy racing games. You know, some of y'all like Need for Speed. Some of y'all like Need for Speed. Um, there may be 7 different areas on your car that need work for some of you, and it may just be like, ooh, some of y'all, it's like it started with one area. It may be like the engine is having an issue, but it's really like there's different issues that are like there's something draining the fucking battery in the engine. There's something causing like a leak or this is there's several different areas. It is for some of y'all it's not literally 7, but for some of y'all there's like 7 different areas that you need to work on to like get this mastery. And that's it. For some of y'all, it's just literally knowing that the alchemical order of the elements is fire, water, air, earth. And if you have fire and water, work on wind and earth. If you have wind and water, work on fire and earth. If you have earth, but not the rest, we'll start working on fire, water, wind, and work your way into earth. You know what I mean? Some of y'all have an alchemy test coming up. You don't even need luck for this, which is Lucy. Y'all don't need luck for this because you have mastered it. Again, alchemy, the Philosopher's Stone. I really want to talk about this, but I swear, like every time I try to talk about it in the past, it has kind of like rerouted. Which again, I'll have to make a video on this in depth later. But for some of you, your Philosopher's Stone, it may look like this, see this is an eye. Well, if you want to call this like your Rinnegan or your Sharingan, your Byakugan, your Jogan, whatever, your Tessagon. Some of y'all have like ocular abilities, and this is not an anime reference. A lot of y'all watching this collective know that like, yes, art influences life, but life is also influenced by art. So a lot of times these artistic representations of these powers, like the Sharingan or Senjutsu or Sage Mode or the Tibetan monks in Batman lore. The Tibetan monks are like a non-stop running gag that like Batman can just like ass pull. He can fight his way out of anything because 1, he had prep time. 2, he learned from the Tibetan monks. 3, he's fucking Batman. He can do what the fuck he wants. And that's how some of y'all come across. That's how some of y'all with this. That's how some of y'all come across with this Philosopher's Stone and this past life. Some of y'all have had past lives where, but not every past life needs to be tapped into. Let's be clear on this. Sometimes your past life opens you up to your worm. Sometimes your past life opens you up to things that needs to be cleared and should not be talked about or felt because of how damaging they are, unless that's something you choose in the present to move through and clear. Not karma as negative consequence, but karma as balance. So some of y'all are needing to balance. Some of y'all have, again, where to go? The air element from earlier. And if you know anything about blimps, about hot air balloons, they're fun. They're really fun. That's really it. Like they're really fun. Philosophy, discrimination, and empathy. Some of y'all need to have empathy for yourself and not to lick your own wounds or try to trauma bond with people going through similar shit. Because some of y'all have issues that other people can't relate to. It sounds like a movie when you describe your life to people. Some of y'all tell people about these situations you've been through with these karmics and these disagreeables, and they think you're lying. They think you're making shit up, because how could you survive something like that and still look this fucking beautiful? That's how someone is looking at some of y'all. Like I said with the twin flame card earlier, I have to find it. Some of y'all, like, you do not look like what you've been through. And because you look so fucking stunning and beautiful at all times, like, shout out to Asia, by the way. Shout out to Europe. Shout out to Knives. By the way, if you're watching this, not them, but if you're watching this, by the way, like I'm saying, you have been through so much shit and you don't look like any of it. You don't even have the scars anymore, or you don't have the habits of someone or traits of someone that has been this traumatized. We have the death card, child of the great transformers. So big changes and endings. It's time to move on. You have rebirth and transformation. A lot of that is the Phoenix energy. And some of y'all did something on Friday the 13th. Some of y'all started to spark the embers of transformation on Friday 13th this past year before the new year. And it's coming full circle now. That was that tower moment. You're not being punished, but you are saying to pull from a different source, clean your channels, do a cleanse soon, and employ the people you have around you. Some of y'all have the all-star team already, and some of y'all already have the $5 billion idea and business model. You just need to implement it, and you need to use the people around you instead of looking for the next best thing. A lot of immature angels would do that when you have not yet become a seraphim and become a fiery one or gain 6 wings on any level, because our wings are access codes to higher realms. Some of y'all are in such low vibrations that you get sent exactly who you've been manifesting and asking for, and then you say, I don't want them. And you fail to realize that these are people just like you, and they may be having a bad day. They have their quirks, they have things that make them difficult to be around or be with. And you have the same thing. A lot of immature chosen, now this isn't everyone, but a lot of immature chosen ones, y'all have like a superiority complex about being chosen. And that is a part of it. That's just like one of the steps, the phases you go through. It's like when you wake up out the matrix, you want to save everyone. A lot of y'all are just now coming out of that savior complex, and that's only because of lack of maturity and the lack of experience for how many years you've been on your path. Some of y'all are steadily evolving though. Everyone in this reading, besides one person, and that's the disagreeable watching, besides everyone besides everyone but this person, everyone is moving forward. And 4 of Cups, Lord of Blended Pleasure. 4 of Cups, surprise gifts as well. Feeling unfulfilled. So Blended Pleasure, this came out in another reading as well. But some of y'all, you have so many different like talents, and you're wearing so many different hats. Like y'all have seen me wear different hats, different hair coverings, crown coverings in these readings. I've worn at least 3 different ones from the time I first started posting readings, right? Some of y'all are wearing so many different hats that you're overworking one area or one aspect, and you're not even having fun with what you're doing. The whole point of it is to have fun. Some of y'all get caught up in the fact that say, oh, like I should have gotten this amount of money, or this connection should have happened, or I should have gotten this award, or people should have recognized me by now. I should have gone viral. I'm doing everything right. Well, are you even enjoying what you're doing, or are you just doing it as the end result to get those things? Which, again, we have free will, and why do we do anything if not to explore, to discover, and if not to experience, but to accomplish something, right? We have goals because we want to accomplish those goals. So it's not evil what you're doing. Some of y'all are just thinking too logical. What is it? Too right? Brain? Is it the right hemisphere? Some of y'all are thinking too critical and logical about things that are simply meant to be enjoyed and not processed but felt. Some of y'all are leaning too much into this air element, and it's not even psychic abilities that you're using. It's just cold calculation. And some of y'all have struggled with manipulation in the past. Either you used to be a disagreeable, or you were that karmic, or you were just an unawakened starseed. You were just in your reptilian brain. Some of y'all used to be this cold and heartless. So for some of y'all, the reason why people have this avarice towards you, they have this attitude like, oh, you haven't changed, you're not, it's not coming from nowhere. It's just, this is so many lifetimes ago, same life, same like timeline, just this was a completely different you before you were mature. So sometimes people are still looking at you from things that happened 10, 20 years ago, and they see a steady growth, but they don't want to accept it because that person is still mentally there. Even if they're not hurt by you, this person still wants to cling on to a version of you that is no longer in existence. So, oh, okay, it says shuffle more. I gotta shuffle it more. Hold on. Oh. This is probably the longest reading I've done in a minute, y'all. And I want to get, this is like a really juicy reading. I want to get the tea out there for y'all. I want to get the truth out there for y'all. For sound right wisdom, sound right knowledge, sound right reason. It's got to sound right. If something I'm saying isn't sounding right, y'all, let me know in the comments. I am not above being corrected. I don't think I'm too good. I don't think I know everything. And again, if it does not fit, don't make it fit. Everything is not about everyone. There's different energies in these cards, in this collective. Some of y'all need some part of the message. Some of y'all know, hey, I only need to listen to the first 5 minutes, then click off the video. Some of y'all don't need to listen to the whole tape. Some of y'all need to hear everything I'm saying. And some of y'all need to send this video to someone that you're getting pinged by. We have Alpha Centaurion's foresight planning strategy. And it's interesting, we have Nephilim right under that, which again would be associated with ignorance. The Watchers were, I guess you could say, or the offspring of the Watchers are Nephilim, the giants, the furious ones, not the fiery ones, a mockery of the fiery ones, the seraphim. With this full card, basically Nephilim, same thing, because it says controversial, assessing new perspectives. A lot of times y'all will take cards like this and take it as like, oh, that's a karmic card, that's an evil card. Well, there are agreeable Nephilims. There are beings that are associated with being evil, such as demons that do work for the good of humanity. And yes, they may still be that creature, so they have those default like traits in their genes, like how a pit bull is going to be a pit bull no matter how many times you breed it or crossbreed it. It's still going to have that dominant pit bull temper and all that stuff, right? It comes with it. So some of y'all are dealing with Nephilim. You need to be aware that yes, they do come from a fallen race, but some of them are not everything is what it seems. Some of y'all are this Nephilim watching this video, and you need to be using a foresight, planning, and strategy at this time. It looks like they have their hand on a chessboard and they are in a very high-tech chair. Some of y'all are sitting in the seat of your soul, and that would be where you want to employ masterful levels of foresight, thought, concentration, and then push these things onto the physical when you know the time is right. No one can tell you except you will feel it. You will know in your being when it's time to plant these seeds. Again, I've made the almanac a reference in separate videos, tying it back to the, can I say it now? The philosopher, they said no. The philosophers, I really want to talk about this. The Philosopher's Stone, again, some of y'all need to use anime references. Don't get lost in it. But some of y'all know like Avatar, the last Airbender. These are just references, a universe that someone has made with their inspiration from things that have already been the wheel. Like religion is a part of the wheel, politics, things like that. One Piece is the greatest example of someone not reinventing the wheel, but making a shinier wheel, like a really squeaky wheel, right? One Piece gets a lot of attention. It's controversial. It's full of politics. It has its own spiritual system, its power system. This is just someone else's mind that we are watching. So like when we use things like cups, like Dunder Mifflin on this mug, like even these tarot cards, these were made by someone and this came from their universe, their version. Some of y'all need to be working on making your version, your universe, your world, whether you write it, craft it, design it, 3D, draw it. Some of y'all need to be acting out your experiences, but through a creative medium. We literally have King of Wands, fire and creativity. We have, where to go? We have several cards here that are fire creativity, that are meaning you need to be using your foresight planning strategy with a beginner's perspective, not in ignorance, but as a term to gain a new perspective. New perspectives right there, new perspectives. I'm gonna end this reading soon, y'all. This is over an hour, I believe now. And if y'all want me to go deeper on a certain subject, drop in the comments what y'all want to see. Let me know what topics you'd like me to talk about. Every video I do won't just be a reading. Shit, I got a lot of stuff on this desk. Let me know what kind of content y'all like to see. Or let me know if these readings are getting too long. Not everyone likes to watch readings that are this long. And something I do after every reading is I don't like to feed on people that I'm working with or working for. So after every reading, I do a closing ritual, you could say. So if y'all want to repeat after me, or just simply nod your head to agree. I take back all my energy and close the door behind me, feeling well rested, loved, and enlightened. I have gotten what I need, and I will take no more. And with that, wadu. The door is closed behind you. You have gathered all your energy back, and you are not leaving out of here with any residue on you, any stains, any karma. Wadu, y'all. Farewell.